Hey everybody, HomeSliceHenry here, and today's video will be a fun one. In today's video, we'll be taking a look at Legacy Night/Persian in the Kanto Cup. Persian is a pure normal type Pokemon with the moveset of Scratch, Night Slash, and Play Rough. Scratch is a normal type clone of the fast move Bite, meaning it will output quite a lot of fast move damage, but have very slow energy generation. So without further ado, let's hop into the matches and check out Legacy Persian in action in the Kanto Cup. Hopping into the first match, leading Persian into Alolan Sandslash. I'm very happy to catch this on the lead because my back two Pokemon do not want to see Alolan Sandslash whatsoever. They are running the Calm Day fast move of Shadow Claw, meaning that I'm double resisting their fast moves, which basically means they're not going to be able to farm me down. Despite the fact that my scratches are resisted, they are really starting to add up on that Alolan Sandslash. Sandslash, farming up, and they're firing off another Ice Punch. I do not have to shield this because I am going to be able to tank it no problem. I farm up, and I'm able to reach that second Night Slash. I'm expecting they're not going to be shielding this one now that they know that I have Night Slash. We get the boost, and they bring in Poliwrath. These scratches are absolutely tearing through Poliwrath as we're able to get it to half health. Boosted scratch damage is no joke. They fire off the Dynamic Punch, but Wigglytuff is able to charm them down before they reach a second move. We know they still have that Sandslash. It's low health, but it has quite a bit of energy. Back in comes the Sandslash. I do survive one Ice Punch here, and they're not going to be able to farm me down with the Shadow Claws, so they're going to be forced to fire off another Ice Punch. That is going to be taking me out, and now it's all up to Nidoqueen, and they have Machamp in the back, so things are looking very, very good. I'm just going to go straight for the Poison Fangs here, and just start ramping up that Poison Jab damage more and more. In case it's a payback, I will respect it, and it is a payback, so I'm very happy that I shielded. We farmed down the Machamp, we farmed down the Sandslash, and that is a good game. Hopping into the next match, leading Persian into Dragonair, the battle of the fast move pressure, Dragon Breath versus Scratch. As you can see, those scratches are really adding up onto the Dragonair. They're going to fire off the Aqua Tail, and I am going to respect it with the shield. Persian definitely not the tankiest Mon ever, and then they bring in Lickitung. This is a matchup that Scratch Persian can win in the 2-shield, but since I'm pretty low health already, unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to take it out, but at the very least, I can apply a lot of damage onto this Lickitung. I fire off the Night Slash, and I'm able to get the shield. Something that I noticed, a lot of people shielded Persian's charge moves just because they didn't know what it had. So we are able to grab a shield from the Lickitung. They're able to lick me down, but as you can see, Persian put in a ton of damage onto that Lickitung. And now I'm going to bring in Wigglytuff, basically just to charm down and absorb all of their damage. Charmin, they're firing off another move, and then I'm thinking, honestly, I should bring in the Nidoqueen here. This way I can get an energy lead, so I can hopefully take out the Dragonair before it's able to reach another move. Back in comes the Dragonair, but I am not running my Shadow Nidoqueen, just my regular, so as you're gonna see, I just can't do enough damage, and they're able to reach another Aqua Tail. Thankfully, the Poison Jab did go through, so the Dragonair was taken out, and in the back, they have Eradicate. Things are looking very, very good. I'm just gonna start spamming out these Poison Fangs. My goal is to either catch a Crunch or force them to throw the return onto the Wigglytuff. We fire off another Poison Fang and we get the shield. I farm up, switch into Wigglytuff, and they're forced to throw their energy. They're forced to go for the return, and that should be game over. Back in comes Nidoqueen. Nidoqueen reaches the Poison Fang. This will be taking down the Alolan Raticate, and that is a good game. Hopping into the next match, leading Persian into Hypno. This is not a bad lead because we do have access to that Legacy Night Slash. Hypno farming up a bunch of energy, and I'm going to fire off the Night Slash. Unfortunately, I mistime it, I throw it on alignment, and I give them a free confusion. They build up to the Focus Blast, so I switch to catch it onto the Nidoqueen. This is still going to do some solid damage, but Nidoqueen is able to tank it. Hypno, farming up, and I'm going to fire off the Poison Fang. This is not enough to KO, but it will be getting that Hypno quite low, and they're forced to go for a move. At this point, Nidoqueen has done its job, so I'm just going to let the Nidoqueen go. They actually go for a Thunder Punch, and they bring in Sandslash. Sandslash is down a shield, but Earthquake would do massive damage onto the Wigglytuff. So my plan here is to hopefully shield one, and then catch the second onto my Persian, and then hopefully Wigglytuff with the shield will be able to sweep. So I farm up, wait 2 turns, switch, and catch onto the Persian. Had I thrown the charm there, they would have been able to throw in the middle, so I actually don't throw a fast move, so I'm able to make the catch. Now, we have Wigglytuff with a lot of energy and a shield. The question is, what do they have in back? And it's a Shadow Nidoqueen. That is not what I was hoping to see whatsoever. This is really bad. I'm going to shield up the Poison Fang. They try and catch, and I'm able to hold on to the energy. Back in comes the Nidoqueen. I am very close to 2 Ice Beams. Can Wigglytuff get there? We get the shield. We fall just short. And that is a good game. Hopping into the next match, hitting Persian into Alolan Muk. This is actually a positive lead for Persian in the 2 shield, so I'm going to stay in and play it out. As you can see, these scratches are really adding up on the Alolan Muk. I am going to respect a potential Dark Pulse, but they hit me with the Acid Spray. That is very unfortunate. At this point, I don't have enough for a play rough, but I'm relying on my opponent not knowing Persian's moveset, and I'm able to get the shield. I'm low enough where I'm pretty confident that they're going to be going for the Acid Spray. So I let it through, we tank it, and then I'm going to save switch into the Nidoqueen. Nidoqueen looking for the farm down. They're only able to reach the Acid Spray. This will lower my defense, which isn't great, but I leave with quite a bit of energy, and they have a Hypno in the back. I am going to be firing off the Poison Fang, and then trying to reach the Earth Power. Nidoqueen able to reach the Earth Power, and this will be getting that Hypno very low. Earth Power gets them low. We get the defense drop, but we're just not able to farm down. I bring in Persian. I tried to snipe with a scratch there. Unfortunately, they were able to tank 1 and fire off the Thunder Punch. And now it's all up to Wigglytuff. The question is, what do they have in the back? And it's a Machamp. And this game is over. We can very safely shield up and just charm through the rest of their team. Down goes Machamp and bring back in the Muk. Muk gets taken out as well, and that is a good game. Hopping into the next match, leading Persian into Alolan Marowak. Opponent is going to immediately save switch into Blastoise. I'm going to farm up some energy and then bring in Wigglytuff. Unfortunately, Wigglytuff doesn't have a lot of play with the Marowak on the field, so my goal here is basically just to get rid of the Wigglytuff. I'm going to use it to get the Blastoise as low as possible, and then I'm just going to let the Wigglytuff go. This way, I should be able to scratch down with the Persian after I wait my switch clock and get a nice energy lead, because I will need an energy lead to help take on this Alolan Marowak. Opponent at this point has seen to have a normal type fast move, so they bring back in the Alolan Marowak, but what they may not know about is the Night Slash. Night Slash able to connect and does a nice amount of damage. They're going to be forced to go for Bone Clubs here, because Shadow Bone is double resisted. They're forced to go for the Bone Club. We tank that, and I'm going to fire off the Night Slash. This will be getting them low if they decide to let it through, which they do. In the back, they have Shadow Lapras, and I have Nidoqueen. And this is not a great spot to be in whatsoever, because this is not a fabulous matchup for the Nidoqueen. But in the 2 shield, Nidoqueen can put in some work. We are able to land that first Poison Fang, and now I'm just going to keep spamming them out. Keep trying to lower the Lapras' defense more and more and more. I'm able to get a shield. They fire off a Surf. I'm forced to commit the final shield, and I'm going to try and go for a farm down here, because I'm hoping that I'm going to be able to land a Poison Fang onto the Marowak, which I'm able to do. I farm down, and I'm able to get to the Poison Fang. This will be getting them quite low. Can we scratch down? We cannot! And we lose a heartbreaking game. Marowak on 1 HP takes down the Persian, and that is a good game. Hopping into the next match, leading Persian into Alolan Ninetales. This is unfortunately a negative lead. I'm not going to be able to reach the play rough here, so I'm actually going to go for the Night Slash as soon as they reach the Weather Ball, and basically just hope that they're not familiar with Persian's movesets and we can get a shield. That's huge. And now that I've gotten a shield advantage, I'm just going to let this go, and I'm going to trust in Wigglytuff. It's a simultaneous save switch, Wigglytuff into Shadow Snorlax. This is a pretty nice matchup to be the Wigglytuff, because we are double resisting the licks, so they honestly can't do a whole lot of fast move damage. They can fire off a second Body Slam here, but it's not going to be enough to KO, and I should be able to, on very low HP, reach the Ice Beam. That is huge. This way I can save 2 shields for my Nidoqueen in the endgame, because Nidoqueen with the shield advantage is an incredibly deadly closer. My opponent is going to bring back in the Ninetales to farm down, and now I bring in the Nidoqueen. We get an energy lead, and in the back there is their Nidoqueen counter in Lapras. But this is not nearly as good of a counter as it typically would be because we have a shield advantage. I'm able to land the Poison Fang, and I'm firing off Poison Fang number 2. This is going to be getting the Lapras quite low, and they're forced to burn that final shield. I'm going to have to double shield here, but I should be in a pretty decent spot where I'm going to be able to take out the Lapras. I'm going to try and slightly overfarm in this matchup because I do need to make sure that I can outpace the Alolan Ninetales. So I will overfarm by 1 Poison Jab, and this should allow me to outpace the Ninetales before it can get to a move. Back in comes the Ninetales. We reach the Poison Fang, and Nidoqueen helping out Persian, taking down the Ninetales, and that is a good game. Hopping into the next match, leading Persian into Nidoqueen. Not the greatest lead ever, but I am going to stay in and try and play it out. These scratches are adding up quite a bit on Nidoqueen, and Nidoqueen is going to be firing off the Poison Fang. I do tank that. I'm going to farm up and then go for the Night Slash as soon as I get there, but they go into Pidgeot. I should be able to reach a last-second play rough here, and this will be doing a ton of damage onto the Pidgeot, but they commit the shield. That is very unfortunate. I'm going to bring in Wigglytuff and hopefully call the Feather Dance. But they go straight Brave Bird, and things are not looking good for me. I bring in Nidoqueen, and I'm able to farm down. We do have a pretty nice energy lead. Back in comes the opponent's Nidoqueen, and they're firing off a move. I am going to shield it up, just the Poison Fang, and then I'm going to go for the Earth Power. To be honest, I had lost count of where they were in terms of energy, so I end up shielding a Poison Fang, which is a little unfortunate, but in the back, they have Machamp, and the double anti-fighters in the back are having an absolute field day because we are seeing a lot of fighting types. Able to grab the shield, we get to the Poison Fang, and we lose CMP. But the nice thing here is that even though we lost CMP, I still have that 1 shield remaining, so I'm going to be able to fire off that last second Fang. This will barely not take out the Machamp as they reach a last second cross chop, but Wigglytuff will be able to close out this game. Wigglytuff taking down the Machamp, and that is a good game. Hopping into the next match, leading Persian into Shadow Hypno. Opponent is going to immediately save switch into Primeape, and suddenly, I am very happy, because this is looking like it could be a double fighter team, which is the exact team that I built this team to destroy. We're able to take down the Primeape, and we leave with some solid health remaining on the Wigglytuff. Back in comes the Hypno. I'm hoping that I'm going to be able to get to the charge move here, but I die with the move. That is very unfortunate. I'm going to be waiting my clock here, and then bringing back in the Persian. These scratches are going to add up quite a bit on that Shadow Hypno. Shadow Hypno has farmed up a ton of energy. This could be the Focus Blast. I let it through. Just a Thunder Punch. And in the back is the second fighter in Shadow Machamp. So we are in a very nice spot here. They go straight for the cross chop. I do not have to respect that whatsoever. And I'm just going to start spamming out these Poison Fangs. They are going to commit the shield on the Poison Fang, but that is not going to save them. They try and go for a CMP tie, but I'm able to get the extra counter through instead. And now I can very safely commit to the farm down and leave with a ton of energy. And now I have the back-to-back Poison Fangs. First one will be getting the shield. Second one will get the KO. But then I realize, you know what? Let's let Persian finish it off. I undercharge, bring back in the Persian, and we get the Night Slash. Persian taking down the Hypno. We get the boost for the road. And that is a good game. And now some final thoughts on Legacy Persian in the Kanto Cup. Don't build it. Don't do it. Not even once. Don't think about it. Legacy Persian, it's just not very good. If it had a better fast move, it could possibly put in some work, but with the choice of Feint Attack and Scratch, to be honest, you're going to be struggling. And spending 250k Stardust and an Elite TM, could you find success with it? It's possible, but there are just a lot better options. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. If you're enjoying the content, make sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel if you haven't. And a special thank you, as always, to our members here on YouTube. The support you guys provide is absolutely incredible. So thank you guys oh so very much. And until next time, I've been HomeSliceHenry.